Thank you, guys. Thank you, Chef Mike. Back in our Afcon mindset with David Notoane. Of course, he has spent a lot of time playing, a lot of time coaching, and he clearly loves to get into all of the permutations. What is your biggest surprise looking at the sides that have now gone through? I think Nigeria, Ivory Coast, no one really thought that Nigeria had enough in the bag to beat them, but what has been the big shock for you?
I would say...
have there been any shocks?
Yeah, definitely. Cape Verde won. No one gave them a chance coming into the tournament. I think they've surprised a lot of people to go into the quarters. So for them, it's a success story. Togo as well, by the way, first time that they've been through to the quarters as well.
Level, yeah.
So in their own right, it's an achievement for them to have gone this far in the tournament. Burkina Faso, semi-finals, no one expected it. So it's been a very, very unpredictable tournament, yeah.
You've got to have those dark horses. It keeps it interesting. Last point on Bafana before we move on to our semi-finals. We were talking earlier about Dean Furman and what an unbelievable role he's played, and almost tragic that he had to have one of his penalties saved. But when you look at Bafana's play, they certainly didn't make any mistakes with the penalties themselves. You saw a bit of the chink in the armor with Gordon's strategy in those last 20 minutes of that game. Take me through that again.
Yeah, look, Dean Furman has had an excellent tournament. He's really shown the quality player he is playing abroad. He's kept our midfield, very strong and intact. I think maybe permutations, going into the last game could have changed a little bit. Renele did well, but I would have loved to have a more offensive player. May Matlango did well. I fancy Tulani Serrero maybe going with Mpela starting could have given us a different variation and also kept the opposition guessing in a way, So, but you know what? As coaches, we make those decisions and you put your trust and faith in the players to perform, And unfortunately, up front, it never really turned on the day,
We needed one of our strikers to fire off, and Parker coming into the tournament looked like the in-form striker in the country. Maybe ran out of gas a little bit halfway through the tournament.
Yeah, that's the whole point that I'm actually talking about. That you see the team that we took, from the group stages going into the quarterfinals. Last two games, not many changes, maybe one or two. Then a guy like Parker, perhaps, being rested in the quarterfinals, bringing Shaba, who's been rested through the group stages.
Hungry.
He would have been hungry, bringing a lot of energy, also keep the opposition guessing, and then bring Parker as an impact player. Same we've seen with Majoro. When he starts, he doesn't really turn it on with the national team, but he came on because of injury. So I think Serrero as well, yes, we know his match conditioning situation. But, at that stage, you bring them in, they're fresh, they give a different energy level to the game, So, but again, as I'm saying, May Matlango did fantastic job, giving the opportunity. So everyone really came to the party. Sadly, our top players, the trusted ones, the loved ones by the fans, I don't think they really came to the party. Even when the stage was set in the quarterfinals, where we expected them to rise to the occasion, I don't think they really did,
But we will leave that behind us in the past and give Bafana 2 thumbs up for the character that they showed in this tournament. Now it's down to that character. Who's got the strength to cross the finishing line? We've got some amazing matchups. Do Mali have enough in their arsenal to take out Nigeria?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, isn't it? I think Nigeria should, get through, definitely. If I look at the confidence now they take into this game, Mali is a very interesting team as well because they just get on with their business, they do their thing, in a very calm and relaxed way, very composed team if you watch how they approach the game against Bafana. But I think Nigeria has got firepower. And 150 million Nigerians behind them. Also in South Africa.
They are the African team. David, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm sure we'll chat to you at least one more time as we move into those finals. But I'm calling it Nigeria and Ghana in the final, I think.
Thanks, Graeme. My mind is also Nigeria, Ghana, and Ghana in the final. Catch you later.
I like that one. I'll bank with you. Well, let us know what you think of AFCON 2013. What do you think of Bafana's progress over the last year, especially under Gordon Iggesund? Let us know those feel-good vibes on our Twitter or Facebook page.